right, everybody, we're back for our second game. Let me adjust our scenario here as we're playing Assault for this one. Between Sherman and Wolfpack and Wardy and Hotshots. Let's see, do I have the... Did I put there... I did. So Sherman bringing Scum against Scum on Assault here. Wolfpack had a great season, captained by Sevwall in the chat. Hello there, Sevwall. Hello there again. Wardy also bringing Scum for the Hotshots, captained by Tom Veal, my boy Tom. Oh yeah. So let me open up betting here. This is gonna be a fun game, a scum off, as they say. That last game, 21-20. I don't know if it gets more high intensity X-Wing than that. Absolutely wild. The pitfalls of chance engagement, very likely to have tied or games that end within 1 or 2 points. Both players are at the same kind of skill level. So that's what we saw. Brobot's pulling it out. So that puts KDB up 3-1. I was told by Sherman that this is game 2 of the series as the Wolfpack is up 1-0. If I'm wrong, correct me, please. Y'all are good at correcting me already because I make a lot of mistakes. So I can rely on y'all to do that for me. Let's do the list really quick here. So Sherman bringing Fen Rao, now 5 points, newly 5 points from 6-5 with only 3 loadout, enough to take Fearless. Han Solo, another I6 and that Scum Falcon with Lando's Millennium Falcon title. Get that extra die if someone is stressed. Garrido to change a hit to a crit at a high 6 seems good. The Mandalorian, so he can reinforce. The Child, so he can use the Mandalorian to get force back when he doesn't defend, and also have a secondary mod, a passive mod. And Trick Shot, so Han can shoot a 5 dice shot into a stress ship that is obstructed. Because his ability, +3, +1, +1 for Lando. Yeah, that would be 5 dice. Seemed pretty good. Moralo Eval has overtuned modulators in Jabba the Hutt, so he can... I think Jabba lets him, basically lets him get overtuned modulators back multiple times, which is super fun and silly. Seen that before, but it's been a while. And then Cad Bane, Notorious Bounty Hunter, with Xandu Blood, munitions failsafe, prockets, and synced laser cannons. And then we've got on the right side, we've got a colorful Wolfpack, so I'm gonna do like a little fun little color there, a little pinkish hue, I guess, for Sherman's Wolfpack Falcon. Looks pretty neat. There we go. Wardy bringing in his own Scum Falcon. This one has Lando's title, Greedo, the Mandalorian, the Child, and Trick Shot as well. So same build. Ketsu Onyo has been very popular at 6 points with Shadowcaster and Overtune modulators, 000, Fearless as well. We got Guri in this list, very exciting, with Advanced Optics and Lone Wolf. And lastly, Cavill. Double tap, no double tapping for Cavill here, but roll an extra die with your dorsal turret. R4B11 homing torpedoes, which is a choice. Dorsal turret for that 3rd die, range 1 to 2, or 4th die, depending on what the range. Attack with Cavill's ability. And we've got Tyrfon Belly Run, because why not? All right, once again, we're playing Assault at the Satellite Array. Sorry, guys, just having an epic space out moment. How are you all? How's it going? Hope you've had a good week so far. Feeling good? Rocking and rolling? You can kind of see me over here on this monitor. There we go. Dials are nearly set. If anybody wants to jump in and do commentary with me, I'm feeling a little winded right now for some reason. I can manage, but you're welcome to if you want. I can provide non-commentary. Okay. I don't know what that means. Chat seems active. Consider clipping this moment. What am I clipping? Me typing? Me not saying anything? What are we talking about? Twitch. All right. All right, we have officially started. I'm a little behind. Round 1 is Moralo is doing Moralo things, it looks like. Just kind of chilling. Flying off the board. It's commentary but useless. Dude, you're always welcome, my guy. How can I say no to Rathos? It would be such an honor. I'm in the NCX booth voice channel. If you join me, I can send you the room info if you want to like get in the TTS room. So just does Morale actually technically like by the rules like sit off the board like that, or do you just kind of wait until after? It doesn't really matter, I guess. Like, you know, either way. He's here. Rathos. Wow.
Oh, well.
Graced by his presence. What's up? Long time no talk. I feel like.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a second. Thanks for being so awesome with updating the squad builder as you usually are, dude. By the way.
It's fine. I was there was like a day where I basically had some time to to slot that in, so ended up being not a big deal at all.
How would like maybe, and you don't have to answer this if this like reveals any information, but how long would you say like a full like sweeping update takes you? I know you're fast. Like from like when you start to when you're like, okay, I'm gonna walk away from this.
Depends. So for example, the epic ships, the new ones that are being created for XWA,
Yeah.
those are taking a long time because there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff on the SLs that don't exist. So it's just taking a long time to code everything and make sure that it's all validated and everything like that. But generally it doesn't take that long. Like, a couple pilots, I usually historically, you get to slot them in with previews and stuff like that, or take your time. I don't do them all in one go. And points updates usually are not that particularly arduous. But, if it's a point update, I'm just changing some numbers around. So that's like 45 minutes to an hour of just like hardcore data entry. And then it just goes live, and then we catch all the mistakes that I made when I put punch numbers.
Do you find that it's less triggering over the years when people call out your mistakes, or does it stay as equally triggering?
It's not triggering. It's more that it's
annoying.
To punch it all
Just kidding.
at the same time.
Yeah.
So if I have like, I'm editing stuff and I'm getting stuff, and it's all coming in from different places, and it's all coming in simultaneously. So if there is a lot of stuff coming in, it's a little bit overwhelming. It's like, I don't know which one to handle first. I've got to so then I get stressed because it's like, okay, this one and this one, but this one and this one and this one. So that's like typically why I've over the years now, I've like told people, hey, just don't ping me about anything. Send in things and I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
And if there are, when I do an update, usually it's like, okay, you can tell me here and you can tell me here, and I'm just going to go down the list. Right.
Yeah. It's good to keep not only just boundaries, but which I think is always a natural part of it, but just like to keep things in the right avenues and the right lanes for receiving
for sure.
feedback or just requests for tweaks and stuff like that, for sure. I think about that, like just you've been doing this for so long, so it's not like any skin off your back, but like there is just a real factor that like for the longest time people have just needed you to be able to play this game. And
true.
like it's true. So that's why y'all should be donating, sending your love and support to Rathos, the architect of Yasby. Throw him a bone or two or three. Big dragon bones. Are you in the game? I can't tell if you joined. I should check.
I just joined.
Nice, you are here.
The password was caps, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, did I send you lowercase by accident?
No. You sent me uppercase. I just was like, surely both cases are acceptable, right?
Yeah,
surely.
No, it's very case sensitive.
Couldn't possibly require exact data entry.
Two of the most handsome boys at X-Wing commentating. This should be illegal. Wow. That's butter us up, man. Jeez. Appreciate that. Usually Rathos, when I don't have people like you with me, they're very mean. So there's a lot of reasons to keep you around doing commentary. They're nicer.
Got it. I'm here to provide flak cover for you.
Yes. Give me suppressive fire. Yeah, take the suppressive fire. Yeah. I appreciate that. So Scum versus Scum. The Draft League, as everyone kind of knows, has been the biggest like pool of data collection for like active XWA games, which is cool.
Yeah. Just the most robust amount of data, even though like the data it has like a bunch of asterisks, but still like
because people are
data is better than no data
scenarios. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and like it's a lot of like, oh well, I'm picking these choices, but basically under heavy restrictions, right? So it's like how do I when everything's unshackled, like the things just have different values, right? But still, if we're looking at just like in a bubble, kind of like, just like core stuff, yeah, it's still totally reasonable to utilize this stuff, right? So very useful, very
there's
good.
been some tournaments, right? That we've gotten. CIS has been doing well in those tournaments, and bombardment drones.
Well, we're gonna start seeing locals as well, like because we're like getting out of the heavy GT season and kind of like in towards like Worlds being the last major hurrah, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more, unofficial stuff from just local events and that kind of stuff like starting to creep in.
Dude,
I
I'll be
know that
playing
I'm going to a
GT
tournament
this weekend.
on Saturday.
Are you? Where are
Ooh.
you going? Where are you going?
We have a bunch of locals. Like we've had like 3 weekends of locals and XWA points.
Okay.
It's
So
just
you're
been
playing
really
a little
nice.
bit. A little bit.
I am in fact playing the game. It's
Hell yeah.
I'm actually excited to be playing because it's pretty dope. Like was like putting together lists over the last couple of days, and it's just been like really really fun.
Yeah, it's definitely an injection of an infusion of a fresh air, I feel. And I'll be playing in a GT, so at PAX. So what'll be interesting is I haven't practiced my list at all, but
Mm-hmm.
the points for despite the small tweaks still feel very the same. So I'm not too concerned, and I'm just gonna have some fun and see some people I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, I do think that the list building has been quite enjoyable. Um, I mean, who
Well,
knows how long it will last, and obviously we're gonna like have more changes moving forward.
yeah,
But for now, at least, like it's been very fun. Been very, it's felt very much like old school.
hmm
Like you know,
like 2.0 days
mid
in a
mid two
sense.
mid 2.0 days, right?
Hmm
Like not quite end of 2.0. I feel like it's more like kind of like when you're in the mix, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
What would you rate? Just not to dwell on the past or anything, but just curious. Like, what would you rate list building a year ago versus like the list building we're experiencing with the beta points in the XWA? Like out
oh,
of 10.
I, I, I mean, how I don't have to decide how politically correct do I want to be here.
I mean, I usually am kind of crazy on my stream, so to keep in mind we do represent XWA pretty hardcore, but this is your opinion, right? I think that's respectable.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that like there's like a to me there's a big discrepancy between list building, especially in the last year. It's like almost not fair to AMG because they haven't changed their points in like almost 2 years. So like there's no way that list building is going to be more fun than what's coming next year because just the unknown is just gonna
Sure.
dramatically give you
Yeah.
more stuff, right? Um,
If you had to
but
put
I
a
would
number
also
to it, like
say
0 out of 10. Sorry, I'll let you finish, but
oh
what,
no, it's. I mean, this might even answer your 0 out of 10 thing, right? But essentially, the problem that I personally had with AMG uh, points, at least philosophically, over the last like 2 or 3 iterations, was that it favored a very specific type of archetype, and you didn't have a lot of wiggle room to adjust to do something else, right?
mm-hmm.
And so, as a list builder, that really hampers things, right? And early on, I mean, I was a big advocate of like, oh, the toolbox is like really, really good and really useful. But what we were seeing was like really optimized versions of those toolboxes. And you couldn't do wacky stuff because the toolbox what became necessary because of the way that the systems were made and also because of the way things that ended up getting balanced. Um, and then the bigger problems of like certain ships were just never ever getting like nerfed, right? um, and that I found that to be like really frustrating because it's like, oh well, I want this to be good, but it's just not like, but it's getting shut down by some Vader combination or some Luke combination. It's just like, okay, well, like everyone knows that this list is like that these ships are, you know, over, undervalued. um, I mean, maybe not egregiously so, but still undervalued. And it's like, but they're not seeing any movement, right? Because it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, you know,
Oof,
not
rough
even to
shot for
like
Guri
something that's
there.
just like more fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think like people use the word stale a lot, and I think that's an drastic oversimplification, but it does accurately represent the feeling I think a lot of people had.
For
Especially
sure.
pick your favorite faction. If you're building with Scum or Separatist, I think it was really excruciating. I mean, on one hand you had a lot of
Hmm.
options, but they all were bad. Objectively
Yeah,
speaking, in
for
terms
sure.
of the data. Um,
For sure.
so let's see, morale
I'm
took
really
two.
excited about this Han build that both players have decided
Yeah,
on.
Man,
I
these
think
shots
it's
have been
super
terrible.
interesting.
It's like pillow fight right now. Still some damage being spread out. Cad Bane took some shields. Morala took 2 from Guri. But the first shot of the game into a tokenless Y-Wing, the Cavill rolled natty evades. Thought that was pretty amusing. Cavill's going to shoot Han back. Does have a reinforce out there at range 3, so you're only going to do 1 damage max. And probably nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Wow. It happens, and also like like this is the Han Solo. Like historically, his Han Solo has been very like lackluster, and the fact that it is like now seeing actually some play is like exciting to me.
Yeah, I remember getting so excited when I bought that. I looked like the ship just looked so good. Another natty evades, which is really funny. And then I realized how bad it was, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's not for me."
I mean, the problem the Falcon has always had, or the Scum Falcon has always had, has been like it just dramatically bad action economy, right? In order to make it work. And you could always like, oh, I can get like 1,000,000 dice, but then I can't do anything with those dice.
Yeah,
So this build with like the child is really helping with a lot of that, right?
yeah, I agree. I know people are trying to make Han work, and so like I think Scum players got to the point where they're like, let's just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. So like even AMG points, we were seeing Han getting some play, but just like a version of Han, like you kind of mentioned, that just like was still always, even at his best, still kind of uninspiring. Like it just didn't feel like he could hit his weight. And with this loadout, he is capable of being just thematically. It just feels like his ceiling is going to be a little higher, and that's important.
Yeah.
It's a bad chassis. It's only got 3 shields.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can make it a 6-point Han and just
That's true.
give it the same stat line as a normal Falcon. That's the other thing, right? That I think is like super interesting is that all the other Falcons are kind of like costed out, at like what a full value Falcon is. And this is like a budget Falcon, but it also has budget stat lines, right? Which I think is actually really good because it's actually separates this Falcon from the other ones.
I agree for sure. Yeah, I would, if I were to indulge in that conversation of like the rating system, because I always like these like spicy takes. You just like just throw numbers at something. Like I would say at the height of like list building that I enjoyed the most a couple of years ago, I would probably say like honestly for me it was like I would say personally like a 7 at the height. But if that was I was playing 2 factions that were always were really good, and I was enjoying playing. I'd say for the game, I think at its height is be like maybe a 5, and then towards the end with the staleness, the fact that list building wasn't fun for most people, I would say that I could probably assume that most didn't really enjoy it by the end, probably down to like a 3. And I'd say now for XWA, like we're sitting in like the B range. I mean B minus. I think if the people that are a little more skeptical, they put like a B minus. Even at I think even people who aren't as into it, I think are still enjoying it much more.
Sure.
Can't please everyone, but
Well, you just have to think about it at least. Like that's already a huge improvement. Because I think for me, the way I look at like AMG points currently, like the current meta, and I'm being a little bit facetious because obviously the meta is still evolving, and as games progress. But the way that I look at it is this is still effectively the same meta as from Worlds, as from prior to Worlds. Like we haven't had huge adjustments, and most of those adjustments have been to 2 factions, right?
Yep.
So it's like all the things that are good in the majority of the factions are still good. Those ones are not really going to see a lot of changes, and most of the changes that we are going to see are going to be the new toys. So we just have to account for essentially like 5 new chassis. And to me, it's like, okay, well, I mean, I can kind of head sim that in an afternoon, and then I can test that in like a week, and then I've kind of have a pretty good handle on like where it is because it's not a huge, variance or difference. So I haven't really thought about it too much because I was like, I don't want to do that evaluation because once I do it, I can't go back.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you and I, our headspace, you have been locked into a specific type of headspace with being the Yasby guy for since it was created. But both of us now with XWA, I think we're just preoccupied. Parts of our minds, we're thinking about different things because we have to a lot more often, and I think honestly that's a blessing. Otherwise, I think I'd be taking an extended break from playing X-wing, just
Mhm.
just to really keep fresh, so I can dive back in. But I've been enjoying what I've been playing. I haven't been playing a lot, but I feel like because I've compartmentalized different parts of, the way I see the game is so different now, being a part of this organization, and it's just
Sure.
the way it goes. So it's been nice though to be able to have that. It's kept me playing
I
right
mean,
now.
we not everyone does get access to that though, so it's really, really tough, right?
Yeah,
For me,
definitely
actually, I've been playing, I've been ramping it back up. So like, I wasn't playing very much when XWA was forming because I was busy with XWA, making sure that that exists. It's also why the podcast hasn't been happening. It's because I've just, XWA has been taking up a lot of my time, and then other things have been kind of eating away at that time. So getting the motivation to go up and start interviews again and get everything up and rolling has been complicated, right? Um, but now I'm getting more time to play X-wing. I'm getting invested. I've been doing a lot of list building on the side.
hell
I have
yeah.
stuff. I've got tech that I've been like thinking about. Um, and especially now that the third points update is done, and we've got kind of like a stable, what's probably going to be the stable point set before Worlds. Um, I think that now it's like now is a time for people to really go in and be like really start getting creative because um, it's going to be interesting now.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of the unknown when it comes to post Adepticon and exactly what the structure looks like, and I'm excited for that. I think it's really daunting at the same time, but I'm looking at that as not I'm not intimidated by it, but I know it's going to be a lot of work. And
I I'm really worried about this Cavill here. He is
I don't know what's going on with
really
Cavill. Cavill has been evasive
he's
with the
super
greens,
radical.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Like, is he going after Fen Rao? Is that the plan?
I mean, you could get a couple damage into Fen. Like a 2 hard boost isn't going to get you into range 1. I mean, but that's going to be about it. I think from that on, Guri
It
is just
feels like all
continuously
it's
range 1ing Moralo as well here. This is
sure.
it almost feels like a very interesting little toilet bowl going on for both players.
Sure. Oh, I guess
One of
like the objectives are happening as well. I mean, I just haven't been
yeah,
paying
Cavill
attention
wants
to
that
them. So
objectives, but
yeah,
Fen should be able to sneak into range 1 of that one. I think there is a world where
this
Ketsu and Cavill's combined shots could kill Fen. I mean, there's a world where a lot of things can happen in this game, but I mean,
sure.
he's got to be careful. So would you say that one of your resolutions, your New Year's resolutions, is to kick off meta in the first few months of the year? I won't make you commit to anything. It's your podcast,
Mm,
anyways. What do you think?
maybe, or at least do some sort of like special or something. Because like, um, I feel like there's a lot of people have been waiting for something for a while. I don't, and it's not like I haven't given up on it, but like I'm sure a lot of people are like, man, is that ever going to come back? We've been waiting for such a long time.
That's what
How
makes it
long
so
can this go
exciting when it
on?
does drop. Yeah, I mean, we've been we used to do one a month, and we've stopped with the schedule. Like we're gonna do another recording after PAX and just talk about that. But like I don't know how GSP did it for so long to do it every week. I think they're bi-weekly now, but like it's hard. Like
Mhm.
sometimes you just like don't scheduling with people. You're interviewing people. I'm usually doing a little bit of both. It's like I'd say like 60% talking about like things without someone else or two people. You are good with the one-on-one stuff.
That's
Um,
really ambitious. I don't know that this is gonna catch the arc on this Cad Bane. This Han
let's see.
Solo target lock
Oh,
positioning.
that's
That's
definitely not
very
going to be
ambitious.
obstructed. I don't think. Doesn't look like it. If they were to shoot each other, CAD though. That shouldn't be obstructed either. Look at these two Falcons just hanging out, going head to head.
It's a it's a it's a gentleman's agreement.
Jeez,
Oh,
look at this. Oh my gosh.
now
So he boosts.
Wishes he had targeted the Falcon.
I mean, you still got range 1. What's the force? I guess. Yeah, so Fen stays there. I don't think he's getting shot, so that's probably the safest place to be. He just focuses. Yeah, he's not getting shot at by Ketsu, and I think that's out of dorsal turret range for Cavill. So it looks like it is.
I think that's in. That looks.
You think that's range 2?
I mean, I think it's like it just catches. If he barrel rolls, I think it'll be out of range too. But I don't think he's gonna do that.
We're about to find out. I think barrel rolling would be more dangerous because Ketsu's got to go fast.
I mean, Ketsu's got to go fast, but he's gonna go fast over a rock. Like.
So Guri gains that focus. You are range 1 of Moralo. And now it's time to... don't even have a shot.
I knew it. I knew it. That was really ambitious.
It's not particularly close either.
He's got a pretty choice shot against Han because of the stress to boost him.
That's true.
Maybe Han wouldn't have
it is 4 dice.
He had taken the lock on him.
But not great. Not a very good roll. Greedo hit crit. And being able to shoot first, the benefit of being able to use Greedo first.
Yep.
And taking 2. I think that's, the first 2 shields on Sherman's Han Solo.
You know, I wonder if Fen boosted, if he would get a range 1 on
no way.
Cavill.
Boosted straight? No.
Yeah, boosted straight. It's close.
If this is in range 2, then it would be close. But if that shot is out of range, it would have been a range 2 shot for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so trading shots, going back in, acquiring the child target lock.
Yep. How many turns do you think it'll take Guri to kill Moralo?
It's gonna feel like a few. Moralo. The question is, can Moralo get to the other side of the board and fly off in time? 3. You could 3 bank and then jet it.
We got 48 minutes. You think that Guri can do it on her own? Oh yeah, it's out of range too.
Yeah. Yes, definitely would have. Boost would have been bad. Would have gotten shot by Ketsu as well. Oof.
Yeah.
Now Cavill's rolling the blanks.
Uh-oh.
That's what, hit crit? Loose stabilizer on 2.
It was nice knowing you, Cavill.
Yeah. So it's a 4-point Y-wing kind of being given up, essentially.
Is Ketsu the one with the tractor beam stuff?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Man, I would have really liked to see Ketsu go bank in towards en route rather than
4 into Moralo.
4K. Would have really liked to have seen that instead. But
alas, 2 damage cards. Moralo at 7 now, so maybe you can kill Moralo before they fly off the board. And this is going to be the kill shot into Cavill potentially.
Well,
I know I missed some damage into Han.
One Moralo shot too, right?
Oh god, that's probably yep. That's it. Cavill goes down. Wolfpack springs up 6-2 here, trying to get their second win of the series and have the odds be ever in their favor.
Oh no. Double oh no.
And 2 into Ketsu, those are shields. The Lancer class is a notorious crit sponge.
How do you feel about the Lancer class in general?
I honestly, I've played it once. I have like this really cool like Chicago Cubs World Series themed painted Lancer. I find the dial to be, I don't like a ship that can only go fast, and so I typically don't play like like A-wings I like to play, but they can one hard. They can kind of like stay knife fighty. I feel like the Lancer, it's awkward not being able to, not saying they should, but when you're flying through obstacles, you're kind of trying to thread through lanes. It gets just really awkward really fast. So I I don't like playing ships that make me feel really constrained, and I think I would be bad at flying the Lancer if I tried to fly it a lot. So meh. Also the lack of a third shield feels rough to me. Like having two
they got
shields.
a million hull. It's fine.
Well, but I'm just for that first crit going through. Like if you had 7 hull and 3 shields, like it matters, right? Like especially if the first crit is like a hull breach or something or a fuel leak. How many times have we been in that position where our meaty hull ship with all that hull takes that hull breach right away? Oof.
I just could never get into, well, I mean, most gun ships in general, actually, I could never get into, but this Shadowcaster specifically, I can never get into because it always looked like a Star Trek ship to me.
I mean, I'm a big E-wing fan, and that's one of the, I think people say one of the ugliest ships in the game. I don't agree, but that's that's the consensus.
No,
I think the E-wing is cool. I'm gonna grab the Lancer. Like Nightwing wants to see it, so I'm gonna grab it really quick.
Who thinks that the E-wing is an ugly ship? That person's crazy. I mean, it's not a practical ship. Like the laser beam being on top of the cockpit, like dome, like that's objectively bad. But like, ugly is never a word I would use.
Isn't there like a way? Couldn't you see a world where like mechanically, like the laser can retract in or like just turn out before the canopy opens? Like, is it?
Well, or the canopy could just slide forward instead of like popping up like most of them. There's definitely ways it could do it. I'm just saying it's not practical to like put a giant laser gun above your field of vision.
So this was painted by Pim. So it's the baseball, the middle there. 2016. That's the year that won the World Series. Very important year in my life, despite the election that year. Ooh, sorry. Yeah. So Pim did an awesome job. I unfortunately have not really played with this. This sits on my shelf, like on display, but I have only played, I think, on our in-person stream once with it. So
yeah,
it's very cool. Go Cubbies.
So I've been thinking about, because I've been thinking about X-Wing more, one of the things that I've become very passionate about when it comes to like painting and mods now is figuring out lighting in a way that is not extremely expensive and arduous. And I've kind of hit a theory that I'm trying to test. I'm not sure it'll work, but I want to try it. So once I get a little bit of time and money to jump into it, I'm going to be testing. And the idea is, so Lego has like a bunch of light kits for Lego builds, and so the sizing in general is like Lego's bigger, but some of the sets are not too different. Like some of the smaller sets are not too different size-wise. And I think the LEDs, like in the paneling and stuff like that, is getting advanced enough that you could perceivably buy a kit for like $30-40 and use that kit to instead of like adding LEDs to your Lego kit, to do it to an X-Wing ship, like a large base or a medium base. I think it's actually feasible and possible now.
I know I've seen a couple of people, like 2019 is so long ago now, but like there was a guy running a TIE Swarm and they were all like shooting at active like lasers, but that's wild.
But that's expensive, and you need you need to know how to wire. Like you need to actually know how to like wire.
Both.
You got to set up base and stuff. Yeah. It's like a lot. It's like really. I mean, I bought a commission to do that to my Poe, right? So I have one ship that's LED lit, but like I said, it's not, for most people, it's not realistic to like try to attempt that or even try to find that. So it's just too expensive and too much work to like try to get that up and running. So I'm looking to see if there's one way to get even like any larger, like the Lambda shuttle, right? 2 LED lights, get a wiring down, like hook it up to just like a simple battery thing, and then you set it up. I think that's possible. Ooh.
You got to keep us posted on that because I'm really intrigued by that. But that is a really nice block. Sherman playing this well, blocking Ketsu onto the rock. Ketsu takes one and will not be shooting.
Yep.
And Fen, a 2 straight from Fen will be nasty business.
Yeah. Well, it might shoot past, but still.
Yeah, we'll see. You might be right. You might be right on that one. We'll find out shortly.
Yeah. But if he had barrel rolled away, then he could have 2 banked in, and it would have been very bad.
And meanwhile, we have these two. We have 10 points of Falcon just kind of dancing and bumping each other at the top of the board. Just a whole nother fight going on there.
Just holding that objective. Although it is actually bad for
it shoots past.
The one Falcon.
Shoots past. Yeah.
It won't be able to shoot if he bumps.
I don't see a world where he doesn't bump.
A 3 bank?
Yeah.
3 bank.
Yeah, I think a 3 works.
He's not stressed, or is he stressed? I don't remember.
He did boost.
If he's not stressed and he 3 banks, he could do the rotate, and it would actually be really bad. That would actually be really bad for other Han.
Well, they stayed put.
Oh,
bumped it up. Turn the dice cam back on. It's like 2 hits.
Little tickles.
He modified his dice, but I'm pretty sure he can't. That was a range 0 shot. Doesn't matter as a shield anyway. Yeah, I saw like some crit. I don't know what happened there, but there was no damage cards dealt there, no face-up damage. So now Guri into Cad. Cad shields down, cloaked currently. Gonna roll 4 dice. Guri does get that focus. They forgot about that. That does have to happen. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's bad.
No.
Optics for 2. Oof. Cad taking 1.
These white dice have been very.
Yeah. I really want to get these specific, like these made. That's a dream of mine.
Oh, like a custom thing?
Well, like, I mean, custom, but like if I can leverage my connections with XWA to make them actual like XWA dice. I mean, they look great. They pop. Very legible.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and
I do miss having some legible dice.
Yeah. I mean, our options right now. I mean, if you played X-Wing for a really long time, which I've played X-Wing for a long time, but not a really long time, where like all those promo dice were like in its heyday. Otherwise you have outer rim dice, glitter dice, marble dice that look like normal dice. The impossible to read, probably shouldn't use them unless you etch them. Black and red dice, and then at least for attack dice.
The ones that everyone has.
Yeah, the ones that everyone has, and they're just awful. They're terrible. I etched mine with white Sharpie, and I use them all the time.
I don't mind the evades, but the reds are really bad.
The evades are fine, I think. Yeah.
Almost impossible to read.
Agreed. And also, like Doug Howe, really he etched his because he's colorblind. So.
Yeah, it's really sad too because I wanted to do I wanted to do black and white dice, so like the white 2016 regional dice plus the black hyperspace dice, and just have one like the attacks and evades. The attacks be blacks and the evades be white, but that's like the opposite of the readability that I wanted. And the other way doesn't feel really good, like because like the red ones are not really readable on white either, and the greens are readable in the black, but they also look not like green on black is like not attractive.
Yeah, that's going to be the Wild West when it comes to we will be in the Wild West in terms of like components. It's a lot of
I mean,
things to
for
think
dice, at
about.
least for a while, I think tournament tournament organizers are going to be really probably like. I mean, we will probably recommend. We're going to definitely recommend. It's like, hey, maybe just don't use anything other than official dice for a while. Like, even if we do have ones that we recommend, it's going to be tough to like go through that vetting process, right?
Yeah.
Because people are going to complain that like it's a big part of the integrity of the game is that the dice are unmodified,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of faith you have to put in a group when it comes to like, oh hey, you know, we found a manufacturer that we can trust, but like, like can you trust can you really trust the manufacturer? You don't like every
Yeah.
batch, every single die is not going to be different.
Do you think Ketso is anywhere that you can go that's safe?
Well,
I guess three
isn't
bank and then rotate backwards.
yeah, because a 5K flies you off the board, so that's not happening.
Yeah,
So I don't know the answer to that. I think staying
that's true.
nearby, a bank would be good because then you could 5K later, but
Yeah, because if you turn the other into Fen, like I don't know if you can clear it, and if you stay where you are, you're gonna land on the rock again, and that's gonna be big ouchie
yep.
time.
Yeah, this has been a painful game
And
for Wardy so far.
yeah,
He's down
Marlo can just
eight
like bump into
points.
Ketso again, and like just
Yep.
chill. No need to go anywhere on an objective. Totally fine. But it is a bit of a runaway. I think the fact that the Falcons have not activated, or his Falcon is not activated, has really hurt his ability to come back to this game. He really needs Han to be in, and the other one doesn't need to be as much because the rest of his list has been very active, while uh, most of most of Brown's list has been very passive.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's me providing useful commentary. I got to stop that.
Yeah, I know. We were doing a really good job of not talking about the game, and then the game
I
we've
know, I
gotten
know.
distracted by the game in front of us, which is a huge shame.
I
We should
thought it
know
was
better.
out, and they pulled me back in.
Dude, it's hard to doing commentary by yourself can be real. It's so hard.
Sure,
Like
but you
if I
do
have a
so
lot of
well.
energy, I can get by, but it's I appreciate the help. It's just a lot easier to just have someone to talk to.
You mean like have a
I have a
conversation
friend.
and not? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just chat it up. Just two guys playing, watching X-Wing, who play X-Wing, not talking about X-Wing. It's the dream.
Mm-hmm. We're just bros, you know.
We're just
Just
bros,
bros,
yeah.
broing out.
Two bros, broing out. Do you think when off meta comes back, you'll continue the theme of like making like talking about how like terrible I am? Because I really enjoyed that. Like about how like I'm a huge like dick. It's just like
Yeah,
so
I mean, I
funny.
think that's. I think it's gonna be even funnier because now you're PR too, so that like that you can let that like it's like man he really let that should get to his head, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I think it's really
Abuse of
funny.
power.
I think in general it's like really the bits are good. I really enjoyed the bits. Um,
You need them. I mean, honestly, like I love the little. And what's really funny is the people thinking of the people who don't know, and like being like, man, there's
yeah,
like this rivalry. They hate each other.
yes,
It's like
yes. I mean,
Pim and I constantly hate on each other, and I think a lot of people who don't know us think we actually despise each other more than anybody else in the world. We're buddies.
I famously have a long-standing beef with Dune, right? So
That's why he's Rathos on Roll Better.
that is, well, it's not why. I think he just does that because it was funny. Um, but yeah, I mean a little bit. Like actually, it's not even like a beef. It's more like I hate him and he doesn't know why. He's acting neutral, and I'm just like
Just hate him.
if you look historically at our engagements, it's been he's acted normal, and then I have just gone in on him every time, like viciously, and like maliciously like attacking him, and he's like, "What the heck? Deserved, but what the heck?" Right? Um,
Oh, it's so good.
uh, So it's just more like I hate him for some reason. I'm giving him like the way that Homer Simpson treats Flanders is how I treat Dune.
God, that's a great analogy to draw. D is Ned Flanders.
Yes.
So Morello about to, oh boy, oh. I think Fenn's still in range of that objective as well. It's going to be another couple of points this round for Sherman objective wise, and Ketsu had to take a 5-die shot here from Fenn.
It's kind of funny because like Moralo left, but is leaving, but he probably would have been better off staying where he was
To get another shot to try to get a kill.
to get another shot because he got the 180, right? But it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I know exactly what the mental thought is. Like, oh, I can like leave. I really want to leave. let me do it. I want to do the thing.
Yeah, it's the Moralo bait. You bait yourself into doing it because you can.
Yes.
It's like, oh, something that would be awful for any other pilot in the game but me.
No,
I want to do that
must
twice.
do it.
I must.
I've been waiting for this for so long.
I've been looking forward to this.
Do we feel that 5-point Fen is scary? Because I don't know that I feel that it's scary.
I mean, in games like Sherman's kind of coasted Fenn around the side of the board for a bit, so he hasn't felt that threatening until like this coming shot. But jury's out for me. I would prefer him to not be 5 points, but I think it's possible that he could exist at 5. He's not good at objectives. That's the biggest thing, and that's
He's not good at anything except for getting to range 1 and exploding.
a bunch of damage in
Like the other ship usually, like not him.
Yeah, with a weapons
Right?
failure, it looks like. Yeah, so 5 points, like
here comes
you
the big one.
What are other 5-point
Solo.
comparisons to Fenn? Aiden Fox.
This guy, this Han Solo right here.
This guy. Ooh, that
Wait,
could
shouldn't
be
it have been 5? Is there a trick shot? I thought it was a trick shot active.
Guerrilla stress too.
plus
Yeah,
one
I'm not
plus
sure.
one.
Did he roll enough dice?
+1 +1 +1. That should be
Guerrilla
fine,
is
right?
taking it under the hole. It's a disabled power regulator.
Well, that's Fenral.
Oh, he had a weapons failure. That's right. Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
The
weapons failure.
Yeah, that the other Han dealt to him. That is really painful shot into Ketsu. Here we go with the chain here.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the
Console.
thing. Like, Fen is like very much a glass cannon because
Blinded.
like, if you get him to range 1, he is like very very scary. But if he's at range 2 and he takes 3 shots, he's very 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 fragile and like
Yeah, and he's
potentially
predictable when he
just
stresses himself. He's very predictable. Like, yeah, there are a lot of things going against him.
yeah.
That's why I think the
Kinda
jury's out. Like,
same as the, yeah.
what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say it's very much the same as like the 4-point Soontir. It's like he's like good, really good, but also can just explode. He just explodes sometimes. And then not being reliable is like in a tournament setting is very very undesirable.
Yeah, because if you're boosting into range 1 to get that like juicy shot, but it results in you taking 2 or 3 extended shots, like range 2 or 3, like you said. It just becomes, are you willing to spend your focus? Can Fearless bail you out? Like, get you what you need.
The other thing too is I think blocking is coming back into vogue with a lot more of these like kind of like fast moving ships, and Fen hates to get blocked.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me block you into range 2 so you can't boost into range 1, and then the rest of my
At least he
places
gets a
just don't count
focus
for me.
though. But yes, it's definitely still bad, but it was even worse for him like in 2.0, right? I think that's why he was I thought he was priced very well in 2.0 to be honest, but
It's
Moralo,
okay.
1, 2, 3 is gonna fly off the board anyways. 2, 4, 5, so 4 left.
Are we gonna see the start of the comeback now?
12 to
Well, actually,
5. Well, we haven't started telling
Ketsu's gonna
objectives
explode now,
yet.
so probably not actually. I just realized that this Ketsu is almost certainly gonna die.
Oh, I guess Sherman. Yeah, Sherman doesn't score any points that turn, but Wardy gets 1. To the 6th round we go.
Wonder if does the 5 dice wonder list still exist? Let me see. Let's see if the magic can still happen. So it's Fenround. No, not Fenround. It's always Solo Fenround. And Paladin Cobra. Oh, it looks like it still exists. Zakis. High Fighter.
I think Fen turns and hits Guri. Yeah, too hard. Boost focus. Get into range 1 of Guri. Gonna be real sad for Guri. That should, I think, seal the deal for Sherman. I would get him. Guri's what, 5 points? I think. It would get him to 17. Gets a couple more objectives.
If I have to say what went wrong is I think Wardy just his whole list was just too passive coming into the engagement. And then I think the firepower on the list is just as scary and good, but
well, just like the Cavill play was odd. Not to be mean, but it was a little bizarre.
It wasn't just Cavill, right? If you look at like that turn 3 engagement, all of Charlie's list was basically pointing at one ship, right? Effectively, with the exception of the 2 Hans having their own dance, right? And in comparison, the Wardy's list was kind of scattering and like not really what you want to have happen, right? Maybe it was just like he was too close to the rock or something. Maybe he was like he overvalued getting the objective. I'm not really sure what it was, but in the end, the flow just seemed wrong, right?
Ketsu hasn't dealt a tractor yet, which is an indicator of how things have gone. That's also true. Can't argue with the truth.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! He flew off the board. Ah. We'll see if there is another round.
No. Anyways.
Yeah, right. Oh no. He's on the rock again too. He's going to have to roll for the damage and take 2 more.
No. 2, 3, 4, 5.
I thought the 5K fit there, right? Could you not have? Yeah, you could have 5K.
I thought the 5K was going to fit. I thought he was going to 5K because
yeah,
I mean,
like
it's still not great because Fenrau is for sure doing a 3 straight and then could focus boost in, right? But
yeah, I mean, Guri and Ketsu could die here as well.
Well, I mean, I think Ketsu's for sure going to die anyways. Han's just going to come in and which Han is this? This is
yeah, I mean, that's the Han that can kill Ketsu on that side right now.
Yeah. So too many Hans.
Oh no, he went that. Oh, the 2 hard was so good. It's not bad, but it's just like I think we both wanted to see like double trouble, one going into
Well,
Guri,
I
one
think
going into.
if you're expecting the 5K, then the 2 straight, 3 straight is like pretty safe, right? Because you want to just get the joust and get the kill, right? But you're right. Yeah, if there was a too hard, it would just be like.
And you knew that
Like
Guri was going to do that maneuver, or one of two maneuvers, three maneuvers.
Sure. You don't really need to do it. You just be safe, get a kill confirm. I think that's totally fine and reasonable.
All right, so Ketsu is strained as well. 2-on-2, range 3. Only one. Ketsu has a focus, or a calculate rather, and rolls an evade. But the shot from Fen is going to be the shot to kill, probably. Ketsu also still has console fire as well, so range 1 into Ketsu.
Bye, Ketsu. It's a good run.
Yep, bye Ketsu. Oh, no. See you later. That is it. 6 points go to Sherman. Oops. So 18-5. Don't know if Sherman's getting any objective points this turn, though. I don't think he's getting a single one. Yeah, Cat's gonna be out. Guri, though, has a shot into Cad. Cad's down to 4 hull, so not likely to die here, but crazy things happen. This is a 6 dice roll defensively because of the cloak, obstructed range 3.
Mm-hmm.
Just a crit. Probably not going to be doing jack squat. No. 4 evades.
No.
4 evades. So at this point, Steven, when you're playing like... If you're playing like a cut game at a tournament and you're in this position that Wardy is in where like the points don't really matter or anything and like there's no way to win, do you just call it here? Would you? Or would you just play it through?
In a tournament situation, you should play it through because the points technically count for third tiebreaker, and also you want the SOS to be strong.
But if you're in cut, none of that matters anymore, right?
Oh, if you're in cut, I mean, if you're in cut, you should have gone and tried to ID to begin with, right? You shouldn't even play the game. You should be resting up.
Don't crit your way out of this one. What I'm saying is like there's no shame in Wardy playing it out, but I if you're really not having fun at this point and there's no possible way to win, like I think it's okay to call it here.
Here's what I do in these situations when the game is lost, and then I decide my own win conditions, which is okay. I'm not going to win this game, but I'd at least like to do X, Y, or Z. Let me try to do that, right? And then if I can't do that, then I concede immediately.
So when you can't do anything fun. Yeah.
I mean... If you can't have fun, then there was no point, right?
Yeah.
And you get to decide what your fun is yourself. No one gets to decide that for you.
That's true.
As long as Wardy is still having fun, it doesn't matter if he's...
Wardy's a good chap.
10 points behind.
Poor guy is like up like super early in the morning to play this game right now. You at least wish he could win, just being that up.
I think it's only a problem, again, it's only a problem if you can't have fun. If you're not having fun, then it is a big deal. But if you're having fun, I don't see a problem with it. I think you should play it out, right?
I'm confused. Jeez, Sevall's just trolling his teammates at this point. Fun is winning, and winning is fun, says Marcel. Hey, Marcel, how's it going? So this is gonna be the last round. It should be. I think Cat is a way to get to. Well, actually, I don't know. They might have another round after this because I don't know if you can get 2 objective points this turn. Guri will claim 1 or contest 1.
I mean, we're really worried about the nuance of like what it.
I'm just no longer. I'll be 100% honest. I'm just no longer engaged. I'm not like, this is to be 100% honest. I'm not interested in this game anymore. And I think it should be over. That's really what I'm trying to get to, because it's over.
I see.
2 more rounds? Like, sure. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
We have the time. You and I get to talk.
Well,
We're bros. I don't mind that. But like the game itself is
yeah.
like, it's just like, it's over.
Yeah. Well, let me talk to you about some list building. So
Okay.
this was something that during the first phase of activity points I was like kind of like thinking about. And but it was the 5 dice wonder list. And it's just 3 ships that can throw 5 dice, and then
Love
2
it.
quad jumpers.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's good, but it's definitely going to be fun for
I
someone.
think I know what I'm gonna do for April Fools for XWA. I'm gonna like drop like a leaked story that you only use Launch Bay to build your lists.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that be
well,
fun?
I
That'd be
have,
fun.
I have. Okay, well, okay. You and I, you. Wait, didn't I talk to you about what I wanted to do for April Fools
I
already?
don't think so. If you did, I probably forgot. I'm sorry if you did.
I feel like I have talked to people about it, but I don't know that. I don't know that I've. I have to also remember what it was because it was a while ago. And I have to like I
There you
wrote
go.
it down somewhere, and it was something. It was something. But yeah, I was. I mean, I've come up with some wacky ideas for April Fools over the years. I tried to convince several times to have Farmer let me host and pretend I was D.
That's
For
really good though.
other
He said
podcasts on
no.
April Fools. He said no several times. He
Oh,
turned me down
Ryan,
several times.
Ryan, Moisture Farmer.
Um, so so that's been I tried to do that a couple times. There was like one year where I think I wanted to try to put a points update that wasn't official, and just have pose 0 points, and just been like, yeah, I'm gone
But
off the deep end.
but the thing is, it wouldn't have been gratifying because people would have just messaged you, be like, "Hey, I think there's an error," and yeah, like you wouldn't have gotten the laugh out of it because they just would have thought you just made a mistake. It's not really that enjoyable, right? Like it's funny,
But that's the thing.
but
They wouldn't have thought it was a mistake because most people believe Gatsby before they believe the actual points.
no big deal. Big shot over here.
Yeah, he's just 0 points. Just quick, easy fit.
Now, here's a question for you because you're a politician, you're an X-wing politician. Will you run for a second term?
Probably. I don't know. Like,
Oh, probably. I don't know. Clip
I
that, chat.
mean, it feels like there's no reason why I wouldn't, I think. Oh, surviving? Is he surviving? Is he gonna spend the calculate? No, I'm taking 1.
Blinded pilot.
No, I don't know. I think I'll keep doing it.
Run for another term.
I think if there was enough people who were interested in taking over the position, and I felt confident that they would do a great job, then maybe I wouldn't run. But I don't know that there are that many people interested in doing it.
I've thought about it, to be honest. I know I'm kind of like an interesting character, but I don't know. I think I would. I'm competent enough in that kind of with that kind of responsibility, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think you guys have done a totally fine job so far.
I mean, part of the job that we've done, like the council, has been to try to make our own jobs kind of irrelevant. That the ship can run itself and doesn't actually require a lot of oversight because it's self-governing. Like essentially we have the council, but that they're just to mop up emergencies and make sure things are not going off the rails, right? So could be that anyone could do it theoretically.
Yeah, it's
more about
really
maintaining the
just for the
integrity of the
badge.
group.
I just want the badge. Just just
I mean,
kidding.
you can just ask me and we can just give
Just
you.
make me a badge.
If you want a badge, you can just ask. I'll happily give that to you.
So, okay, I think we have our concession here. That is the game. 20-9 is our final score as Wolfpack goes up 2-0 here in this series, the first round of the playoffs. Hell yeah, Wolfpack. Sevwall here, captain, watching on as Sherman playing a great game. Pulls it out, not particularly close. Any before we sign off here, Steven, any last words of encouragement, life advice? Anything crazy, cool, interesting, boring?
I mean,
whatever.
X-Wing's fun. Go make some lists and go have some fun and go play. Like,
Yeah.
it's XW
Do
points are
that.
super interesting, and people should just give it a shot.
I agree. Do that, everyone. Build lists. Please fill out the playtest form if you've played games. Don't have if you haven't played any games, I recommend you do. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Steven, thanks for joining me for commentary for game 2. Catch you all very soon. Going to PAX this weekend, so we'll not be streaming this weekend, but next week we'll be back.